Welcome to one of our choice adventures. In this episode, we're going to be talking about South Africa, Frikkie Du Toit safaris, and me getting a chance at Cape Buffalo. I mean, come on. Let's jump right into it. You know, my parents have known Frikkie for a very long time. I'm not trying to make him sound old or anything. Well, I mean, no, I'm just kidding. They've known him for a very long time, and I got the chance to meet him probably roughly 10 years ago when we went over there, and it was my first African safari, my first African adventure in general. And we had a blast over there. Actually, that was the time that my mom ended up shooting her first Cape Buffalo and only Cape Buffalo with Frikkie. The crazy thing about Frikkie is back in the early 90s, my dad got his first Cape Buffalo with Frikkie Du Toit. Roughly 20 years later, my mom got hers with Frikkie Du Toit, and roughly 10 years later, it's my turn. We've already had a fantastic time with Frikkie here in South Africa. We've gotten multiple animals down, each one of us, my mom, dad, Aubrey, and I. But now it's time. It's time for the Cape Buffalo. The thing that I've been just waiting for, practicing, training, getting my mental game ready, getting my archery game ready, getting everything ready. It's finally time. Up until this point in the week, I've been shooting my Hoyt VTM, shooting all the game with it, with my kill zones, my medium weight, faster arrows, because that's what I generally shoot. However, going to a Cape Buffalo, they're so thick between bones, shoulder, just mass, muscle, everything else that goes on in these just incredible animals that I gotta up my arrow weight. I had to up my poundage previously from what I was shooting 70 last year to now 80 for this hunt specifically. And I definitely lost some arrow speed when I upped my arrow weight, but whew, those arrows had some power. If you guys want to know more information about my bow setup, click the link right here. It should be up in the corner somewhere. Oh, there it is. After getting my sight changed over for my heavier arrow setup, making sure everything was exactly how it should be for this hunt, it was finally time for me to go after the buffalo. After a little bit of a cruise going over to the other ranch that these buffalo were at, Frikkie already had an idea of the buffalo we were gonna go after. He had a plan. We had all of this stuff pretty much set and ready to rock. And I was so nervous. So excited, but so nervous. So we finally get to the ranch. We get in there, we find where the buffalo are at. We kind of made a loop around them first, made sure we know exactly what's going on, where this guy was at. This guy, we had just found out from the ranch owner previously that just a couple days before, he'd been beat up and kicked out of the herd. So he's just an old Dugga boy that's a little bit mad, a little bit worked up, but he's all by himself, which is both good and bad for us. I mean, on one side, he's upset. On the other side, he's all alone, so we don't gotta worry about a big group of buffalo being right next to this one that we're trying to get. That being said, we finally make our move in. We kind of make a move, see what our best advantage could be in this situation, because there's so much brush and thorns and everything that just wants to tear your clothes into pieces. Going in there, Frikkie, of course, has his big old 500 nitro ready to go. And I mean, it's a gun that's gonna put this buffalo hopefully straight down if we need to, but it's a backup, so hopefully we don't need to. And of course, I'm going with my bow, so we gotta be within 30, 40 yards to allow the arrow to have enough kinetic energy to do exactly what it needs to do. But the crazy thing was, going in there, we knew exactly where he was at, but as we were getting out, we must have kicked him up, bumped him back into the brush even more. So we lost him. So we get to a point where there's little paths that go through all the bushes, and you kind of gotta follow them. But you can kind of see coming up in front of us, there was a path that went straight and one that turned to the left. Frikkie continued walking past the trail that turned to the left, but as soon as I got into it, I heard something. Free! Holy sh! I seen it just start doing this, and I was like, Frikkie!
You guys okay?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, man.
In that moment, I panicked. I didn't know what to do, because I looked to my left, and there he was, coming, and fast. He was within 15 yards when I had seen him. I just seen his head coming up under the bush, pushing it out of the way, coming dead for us. I didn't know what to do in the situation. I had a bow. There was no way I could draw fast enough to even lay an arrow into this thing. But thank God we had Frikkie there because he saved us without a single question. That was something. That's a lot to kind of explain what just happened. We were going for this bull. This is a Dugga boy, right?
Yeah.
An old bull that was kicked out of the herd. And what we've heard is he's been kind of aggressive. All the other bulls are beating up on him. And with archery, you got to get really close. So.
Yeah, it was unfortunate what happened. I mean, we didn't want that to happen, but you know, if things like that happen, then you got to be ready and you got to sort it out. But well, from your warning, Frikkie, and I just heard the brush cracked, and then I mean he came around this and he was on top of us, but there was no other option.
No. You shot him easily at like what, 4 yards, if that.
Probably, yeah.
If that.
But yeah, we never look for it.
No. But like you said before, it's part with archery is.
You gotta get on the dangerous animals. You get that 20 yards to keep your kinetic energy on the bows up and stuff. So it's hard. It's hard, but
we got a little bit too close for his comfort, I think.
I think so, but I also think because the other bulls beat it up on him.
Yeah.
I think he kind of like was aggressive from the get-go, you know.
Yep.
It would have probably been better if we stuck it out at a water hole and had him come in or something like that. But you never know. You never know.
No, sir. Well, thank you for protecting us. That gets your heart going really quick. Really quick. What a beautiful bull, though. Even now, even today, just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. If you can see them on my arm, I don't know if you can. But it's one of those things where you never want it to happen. I mean, it's crazy. It's kind of cool that it happened. Don't get me wrong, but you never want it to happen. It's not cool that it happened. Now that everybody's okay, after the fact, everything's fine. Of course, we laughed because we were all probably a little bit panicked, but it's a situation that you never want to be in because you never know what could happen. Frikkie and multiple of his other PHs have been in much worse scenarios than that, and that alone has me like Cape Buffalo or nothing, of course, to mess with. And up until that point, I knew that, but that was one of those things where it all happened in slow motion, and now it feels like it was like I had forever to react. I even beat myself up because of it. I'm like, why didn't I do something more rather than just jump out of the way? Was there anything else I could have done? But in that moment, I mean, it happened like that. Done. In closing this video, guys, I just, again, want to say, be safe out there with no matter what game you're going after, whether it's North American elk or if it's African, Cape Buffalo, whatever it is, anything can be dangerous. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Stay safe out there. If you want to, please go like and subscribe to us. Hopefully we're going to have a lot more of this content coming to you guys soon and continuous content after with a whole bunch of stuff coming. So we're super excited to bring all that stuff to you guys. But thank you guys again, and stay safe out there.